Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporter Robert Parrish, Peter Brown with the weather, Ian Casciola with the Community Bulletin Board, and Marge McDonald with Senior News. Thank you for joining us. Patriotic Burlington residents gathered along the 4th of July parade route on Tuesday to celebrate our nation's independence. BNEWS reporter Robert Parrish went down to the festivities and files this report.
As they celebrated our nation's birthday, the 4th of July. The Burlington 4th of July Committee held their annual 4th of July parade for the town of Burlington.
It's our 4th time doing the parade, and it's we need volunteers to help us. We need more floats, and it was a good parade. We still, we're still getting rid of the glitches and stuff, but it went good. Things were great. It really was. The people were phenomenal.
I think today, Phil, it gets a little bit bigger and better each year, and we sort of, we certainly learn from our mistakes. We'll huddle up after the day's over today, and we'll sort of see what went well, what may need improvement. So, the committee, we're back at it.
One of the newest participants at the parade this year was the Aleppo Shriners Motor Patrol Group.
We're Aleppo Motor Patrol in Wilmington. We're the part of the Shriners. We have 11 cars. They're 1901 Oldsmobile, a three-quarter replica of 1901 Oldsmobiles. 10 cars. We have 10 cars, and we converted one of the cars into a wrecker, which we don't have right now. And we do parades and stuff. This is our first time in the July 4th parade. We were asked to come, and we decided to do it. I'm excited to be involved with it, and I hope we'll be back next year.
BCAT's own Linda McNamee, host of Something to Talk About, was very excited and to be participating in the parade.
Well, Something to Talk About is a community interest talk show that's on BCAT that basically talks about whatever is of interest to the greater Burlington community. And since it's of interest to the greater Burlington community, we thought we'd come out into the community and decorate a float and participate in the 4th of July parade and try gearing up and getting more excitement about the parade. My favorite thing about the parade is the sense of community and, bringing tradition back to the community, because for so long, the 4th of July parade was a big part, and then it went away for a couple of years, and now a dedicated group is starting to drum up interest again. And I think it's just great that they're doing that, and they're, welcoming everybody, and just the sense of community, I guess.
The clowns had left the circus for the Burlington 4th of July parade to bring some slapstick fun and to remember a fallen clown member.
Well, we're just here to represent the clowns of America. We're here to have a good time.
We're good friends with Terry, so she asked us to be in it, and we were glad to oblige.
Yeah, we're going to miss Jimmy this year.
Yeah,
Jimmy
Clement, our fellow clown, passed away.
He passed away this year.
A week ago.
So it's a special day.
Yes, it is.
Local Burlington legend Al Fay, who is known for his famous fire truck, received this year's Outstanding Citizens Award.
I was kind of honored to be elected with that, and been to many of the parades, but always driving my fire engine, and this year my son is driving the fire engine. And you know how I feel about my fire engine, but it's a great day for the parade. We've had a lot of rainy days, but this is a good one, it'll be fine.
Finally, I got a chance to speak with people from the community to see what their favorite thing was about the parade and the 4th of July.
I love the whole day. It's a beautiful day, but the cookout, everybody gets to meet people you haven't seen in a long time, and we have a wonderful parade.
I really liked the Boy Scouts and the little German Shepherd that was walking all by himself. He wasn't on a leash. I loved that. And I also liked how every time one of the bands or the people marching walked past here, they stopped and saluted, and I thought that was really respectful and nice.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And the 4th of July is just a great time to celebrate veterans and the birth of America. It was really great, and again, the saluting was incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a great time.
Great job by everybody.
Yeah.
From the American Legion, I'm Robert Parrish for BNEWS Weekly.
Mike Runyon, Terry Tapia Clement, and the Legion for another job well done. You can look for our full coverage of the parade starting next week on BCAT. Representatives of 2 hotels were at the Board of Selectmen meeting last week seeking liquor licenses for on-site restaurants. The first was the Archer Hotel under construction on 3rd Avenue, which was looking for an approval of a manager and a liquor license. The manager in question is Albert Kowalczykowski, forgive me, Albert, if that's not close, who has 18 years of experience managing in the Hyatt House in town. He said he also has many years of experience working in restaurants, as his family owned one when he was growing up, and he never left the restaurant hospitality profession. Based on his experience, the board felt comfortable voting to make him the manager of record for that liquor license. They also approved the liquor license for the hotel's incoming restaurant, Archer's Kitchen, which will be owned by the hotel group. The license in question is one of 8 all-alcohol licenses designated for Northwest Park 3rd Avenue. The hotel restaurant will feature 120 seats, with the majority being on the inside and a few on the outdoor patio. It will be open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Archer Hotel is scheduled to open sometime in February or March of 2018. The second application before the board was for the Black and Blue Steak and Crab, an upscale full-service restaurant specializing in steak and seafood fare, planning on taking up occupancy at the Marriott Residence Inn Hotel being built in the district. The restaurant will be a 7,500 square foot location inside the hotel, but will also have its own entrance from the outside. It will also have outdoor seating available for diners. The restaurant will serve lunch and dinner and will also provide room service during the hours the kitchen is open. There was also an application to name Charlie Fitzsimmons, one of the owners of the restaurant, as the manager of record. He said he's worked in the restaurant business in 1997 when the group opened there first. Because the group has to get a special permit from the planning board, they asked that the hearing be continued to the board's July 17th meeting, where they will either ask for a vote or a second continuation, depending on where they are in the process. The board agreed to take up the hearing at a subsequent meeting. For the second year in a row, a restaurant from Burlington has been recognized in a high-profile roundup of the area's best eateries. Boston Magazine named Island Creek and Oyster Bar in the district as the 2017 Best Restaurant in their General Excellence category for the North of Boston region. Last year, that honor went to the Bancroft in the 3rd Avenue development. In the review, Boston Magazine says, quote, Burlington makes gains as a veritable dining destination with an outpost of the wildly, deservedly successful Island Creek Oyster Bar. While it's hard to pass up the lobster roll, served warm and buttered, an always changing selection of fresh local catch provides suitable backup. You can even bring the kids who'll flip over the fish and chips. Congratulations to Island Creek Oyster Bar and Burlington for being a dining hotspot. It's fun to go out to a park or town event, but it's important to remember to lather up on the sunscreen to protect yourself and your kids from dangerous UV rays. But what if you forget? The Burlington Recreation and Health Department are here to help you out. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford has more on how to protect yourself.
Anyone who visits one of Burlington's many parks or participates in a town event like Celebrate Burlington or Truck Day will see bright yellow dispensers that contain a key ingredient to a safe and enjoyable day out: sunscreen. Last week at Simons Park, the town announced its new program to provide free sunscreen to residents out in the parks and at outdoor town events, and I went down to check it out.
All right, I am here with Burlington Parks and Rec Director Brendan Egan. We've got a nice yellow shining box. Brendan, what are we looking at?
We're looking at our newest addition to our parks, Sunscreen Dispensers. We've partnered with the Burlington Board of Health and Leahy Clinic on providing, and Impact Melanoma, on providing sunscreen dispensers in all of the parks and playgrounds here in Burlington. It's important to us to get the word out about melanoma and skin cancer and the importance of, providing protection or putting protection on when you go out in the sun. A lot of times, we have parents and residents that put sunscreen on when they leave the house or on their kids when they leave the house, but partway through the day it wears off. So having these handy dispensers, if you forget your own sunscreen, to reapply later in the day, we will have them in the parks. Nice bright yellow dispensers, and they're battery operated, so it's an easy just putting your hand under, and then you get the sunscreen on your hand and you apply face, neck, hands, arms, legs, you name it. They're there in the parks. They'll be there through September, and then we'll bring them in, get them cleaned up and ready to go for next year.
Sun safety advocates applauded the move and said it's important to protect residents from harmful UV rays.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we all love to be out in the sun, but we do have to be careful. You have to prevent skin cancer by, seeking shade during the peak hours of the day, which is 10 to 4, and protecting your skin because it is a high risk. In fact, melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults ages 15 to 29, and it's also the most deadliest in men over 50, especially because they don't tend to like wearing sunscreen.
The sunscreen dispensers are part of a larger effort by the Board of Health to bring sun safety information to residents. They have put together a whole table of information that will be available at events around town.
This is very important because skin cancer, it can be prevented. So we want to get the word out that people can do simple things to prevent that from happening. Using sunscreen, using sunglasses, covering up, being aware when the sun is the UV rays are the worst, what time of day that would happen. So we want to make people aware.
Those who work on sun safety advocacy say it's great to have a town take this step to help protect its residents.
Sure. Well, we're very excited to have a town such as Burlington bringing this sunscreen dispenser program. We call it Practice Safe Skin to their residents. It's very important to provide sunscreen on every day, whether it's sunny or cloudy day. And so we think it's very forward-thinking of them to be providing this free sunscreen to their residents.
At Simons Park, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
A member of the Burlington Police Department has completed an intense classroom training program aimed at making officers better leaders. Police Chief Michael Kent said that Lieutenant Michael McDade completed the Senior Management Institute for Police last month. Lieutenant McDade attended the 66th session, which was held on June 4th to June 22. He is the 5th member of the Burlington Police Department to graduate from SMIP over the last 3 years. Chief Kent said the more training the department can provide to its command staff, the better prepared officers will be for a number of different situations and scenarios. The training is a program of the Police Executive Research Forum, an independent research organization that focuses on critical issues in policing, that provides senior police executives with intense training in the latest management concepts and practices used in business and government. Participants also engage in discussions about the top issues facing law enforcement today. Police leave the course with a clear understanding of general management theory, policy development, planning processes, and organizational behavior. Topics include diversity training, political management, leadership training, negotiations, and media relations. The program requires extensive reading with classroom discussion. Participants are also encouraged to apply the concept and issues presented to their own organizations. Because of the course's intensity and daily group study, during the week everyone is required to reside on the BU campus where the classes are taught. A dedicated public servant whose wide-ranging work impacted Burlington among a long list of other communities has decided to resign after being hospitalized with a serious illness. MassDOT Secretary and CEO Stephanie Pollack announced on Wednesday that Highway Administrator Thomas J. Tinlin has decided to resign from MassDOT after undergoing treatment for a brain aneurysm. Mr. Tinlin was scheduled to return to his work as highway administrator this week after being off the job since May 1st. He joined MassDOT in January 2014 as its Chief of Operations and Maintenance, and in March 2015 was promoted to highway administrator. Locally, 21st Middlesex State Rep Ken Gordon, whose district includes Burlington, said Tinlin's resignation is a loss for the region. He said Burlington residents should know Tinlin helped facilitate the Route 128 widening that is occurring right now and will ease some traffic congestion. MassDOT said in a blog post that Tinlin accomplished a lot during his tenure in the position, including bringing infrastructure funds to local communities and implementing the removal of toll booths on state highways. A group dedicated to teaching residents about the science behind greenhouse fruit and vegetables growing is coming to Burlington. The Canada-based greenhouse designer, building group, and greenhouse grower, Nature Fresh Farms, is on a mission to tackle this uncertainty of how greenhouse vegetables are grown. To accomplish this goal, they have built a unique portable greenhouse that teaches people the science behind greenhouses and plant growth. The portable greenhouse, named the Greenhouse Education Center, teaches people how the plants are watered, the best way to keep nutrients in the soil, and how to cultivate fruits and vegetables. It also has a section with live bees used for pollination. The Greenhouse Education Center will be at the Burlington Wegmans from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Thursday, July 16. The United Church of Christ Congregational at 6 Lexington Street in Burlington, directly across from Simons Park, if you're unfamiliar with it, is inviting the community to share in a celebration of the 285th anniversary of the Meeting House, raised on July 23, 1732. It is one of the oldest religious structures in Massachusetts, and when built, served the community for both religious and civil functions. At the time of construction, this area was still part of Woburn, and it was the site in 1775 of some critical meetings, both military and political, of patriots in the American Revolutionary War. At a special worship service on Sunday, July 23 at 9:30 a.m., attendees will hear from Mike Trudeau, church historian and member of the Burlington Historical Commission, about the Meeting House and its construction. The UCC Music Committee will present the history of the hymns sung during the service. After the service, there will be a barbecue and summer social with traditional music performed by 3 of Cups, Debbie Clare, and Anne-Marie Masbauer. Tours will be conducted of the original colonial cemetery across the street from the church. This event is free of charge and suitable for all ages. Children's activities will be available. For more information, visit www.uccburlington.org. It's been sunny and hot, and we go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown for the latest weather forecast to see if that trend will continue. We'll also check out this week's community calendar with Ian Cacciola to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days, and I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July, and I hope you had a great time joining us down on Wynn Street on the 4th for that great parade, and also I hope you had a great time at the concert and the fireworks on the Common. But can you believe it? We're actually here almost to the middle of July. We're past the 4th of July. Can you believe that we've gotten this far through the year already? And as we start out a period, we're actually going to see some very nice conditions coming up for the start of and getting into the second week of July. Temperatures about average in the low 80s. We're going to be very far away from this record high of 102. So if you're not into the real searing heat, this is going to be a really great forecast for you, that's for sure. And of course, you're going to notice here as we get into the next couple of weeks or so, you're going to see our average high temperatures starting to level off. We're actually going to be getting into the warmest part of the year, and actually in a couple of weeks from now, that's when we actually have our warmest high temperatures of the year. So if you can believe it, we've made it all the way here from winter. That is something else, how fast the time has passed. But as we move ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going to be going on with our weather for the next 7 days. And basically, if you've been outside the past couple of days, what you see is basically what you're going to get here around in the Burlington area. We're going to see, to start off our period, high pressure center taking control of our weather, and that's going to bring a little bit of a southerly and southwesterly flow here into the Burlington area. And that's going to introduce a chance of a little bit more humidity, some more shower and thunderstorm activity, especially as we get into the Friday and Saturday time frame. But as soon as that system clears out, we're actually going to get another fair weather cell coming down into the Burlington area from southern and central Canada. This is actually going to maybe turn our winds a little bit onshore as we get into the start into the middle of next week. And what that means for us here in the Burlington area is we're going to see fairly pleasant conditions with temperatures maybe a little bit cooler, maybe only in the upper 70s to around 80. But if you're traveling to any of the beaches, next week might be a little bit cool, maybe in the low 70s. So that's something to keep in mind, but absolutely beautiful weather coming up, that's for sure. As we go ahead to our next slides, we're going to show you a little bit what's going to be going on with the temperature and precip for the next 10 days. Now, according to the Climate Prediction Center, they're looking for our area here up in the Burlington area going to have about, like I said, average temperatures. So really, really pleasant conditions if you have to be out there if you're taking vacation around here. Now, if you're heading down towards Florida or anywhere out west, they're really going to be baking under some intense heat. So if you're heading to any of those areas, definitely want to pack the sunscreen, that's for sure. As we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit what's going to be going on with our rainfall chances here in the Burlington area. And basically, we're going to be seeing, again, some fairly nice conditions, at least temperature-wise, but as we head go ahead and we take a look at our precipitation, we're going to be seeing a chance of maybe about average, so that's something good to look forward to. If you're going to the beach at all, or if you have any planting to do out in your garden, we're going to see some really nice weather. No big downpours like we saw a couple of weeks ago with some of those heavy thunderstorms here in the Burlington area. But as we go ahead, I'm going to show you some of those beautiful weather conditions we have coming up for the next 7 days. As you can see, again, starting on Thursday, see temperatures about average in the low 80s. As we get into Friday and Saturday, that's when the humidity levels are going to start to climb a little bit, and we're going to see the chance of those isolated to scattered showers and thunderstorms around the Burlington area, bringing us yet a little bit more rain. But look at this. As we get towards the tail end of the weekend and starting next week into the middle of next week, look at these temperatures. Absolutely beautiful for the middle of July. Temperatures, again, from the upper 70s to the low 80s. And if you are worried about your air conditioning bill being too high, look at the average lows overnight. Very comfortable for sleeping. So that's definitely something to look forward to. So folks, I hope you get out there and take advantage of this wonderful weather that we have coming up for the next 7 days, and have a great week.
Hello and welcome to your community calendar. First up, parents, dear daughters want to feel like a princess? On Wednesday, July 12th at 11 a.m., the Burlington Public Library is having a Once Upon a Time tea party. The tea party is inspired by Alice in Wonderland and classic fairy tales. Wear your best outfits and enjoy cookies and juice served in teacups. The event is for children ages 2 through 6. The event is also free. For more info, visit burlington.org or call 781-270-1690. They're back! The husband and wife duo that brought you their talented yo-yo tricks are returning to Burlington. On Thursday, July 13th, the Burlington Rec Department is having the Yo-Yo People come perform at Simons Park. The Yo-Yo People are a husband and wife duo who do cool and amazing tricks with different varieties of yo-yos. The event starts at 1 p.m. Everyone is welcome and the event is free. For more info, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. Finally, looking to spend a day on a relaxing cruise? On Saturday, July 23rd, the Burlington Rec Department is having a day trip on the Gloucester Lobster Cruise. Come along for a day trip to Gloucester, one of the most charming towns on the Massachusetts coast. The trip includes the lobster cruise with buffet luncheon and a stop at Pickering Wharf to browse or shop. Everyone is welcome, and the cost of the trip is $111 per person. Pre-registration is required. For more info and to register, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. This has been your community calendar. I'm Ian Cassiola. Back to you in the studio.
One place where there is always a lot happening is the Senior Center. We go now to Burlington Council on Aging Director Marge McDonald for the latest senior news.
Hello. July is upon us along with the dog days of summer. So far, summer has been kind with warm temperatures and not too many hot days. Perfect weather for the scammers and con artists out there. Be very wary of anyone who comes to your door unannounced. If you didn't call them yourself, they most likely are not legitimate. If anyone comes to your door to read a meter, ask them to hold on a minute and call the company and ask the company if the person outside your door is really working for them. In today's world of technology, it's pretty rare to have anyone needing to get in your house to read a meter. If anyone calls posing as a utility company representative demanding payment, take a deep breath. Utility companies do not just turn off electricity or gas because you are a little late. In fact, in the winter, if you are over 65, they can't turn your heat off. They can be pushy and scary, but tell them you can't right now, or tell them you need to call them right back and hang up. If it makes you feel better, call the utility company and tell them what happened. They will be able to reassure you. While it's warm out, you also need to be wary of fake landscaping, tree, roofing, and asphalt or driveway companies. Do not give out any information, don't write any checks, and if their references are your neighbors, call them. Don't fall for, if you do it today, we'll take half off. Don't use a company that comes to you and offers to do work for you. Make sure they are legitimate companies. If you aren't sure, call the Senior Center or police station. we can easily check for you. If you need work done, we have a list of local companies that have already been used by other seniors. And as always, remember, iTunes gift cards are not accepted by any legitimate company to make payments with. Okay, enough about scammers. With summer, we are back to showing movies every Monday at 12:30. This Monday, July 10th, we'll be starting an Alfred Hitchcock series of 3 thrillers. This Monday will be The Man Who Knew Too Much, followed by Secret Agent on the 17th, and then on the 24th, The Lady Vanishes. All movies will have refreshments served. The walking group's hours have changed. We are now walking at 8 a.m. I am there the full hour, so if you can't get there until 8:45 but want to walk a couple laps, you can do so. The Life After Loss group will meet on Wednesday, July 12th from 2 to 3 p.m. in the leisure room. Anyone in any stage of grief is welcome to come. On a final note, the Murray Kelly wing remains closed. All activities that have been happening at the Grandview Barn at 59 Center Street will continue there for the next 2 weeks or so. That's all for now. I'm Marge McDonald, and I hope to see you at the Senior Center.
Okay, that walking group, the Senior Citizens Walking Group, meets at the Burlington High School track at 8 a.m. Another week, another photo to highlight. This week's photo shows that even our four-legged friends like to get in on a patriotic celebration. It was sent in by Heidi Mover and features a decked-out dog on the town common during Burlington 4th of July celebration. Thank you for the photo, Heidi, and happy Independence Day to all you fantastic Americans. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your door, or even photos of your family members and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with us and the rest of the community. Email your photo to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line, Photo of the Week. Okay, that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, Robert Parrish, Peter Brown with the weather, Ian Casciola with the Community Bulletin Board, and Marge McDonald with Senior News. Thank you for joining us.